we go, guys. Hey, thank you and welcome back to Coven of the Oathsworn. I am Needs More Dragons, Dungeon Master. Tonight we have our full cast and crew with us. We have one player who's going to be making it just a little bit late this evening, but we should have everybody here. So we're going to jump in and go ahead and give you a rundown of what happened last week in session 2. The crew finished up with the fight at the Church of Saint Di Solario, where they were trying to assassinate Demiri, the High Invoker of Saint Valoran, the asshole who is trying to take over the world, essentially. Pinky and the Braining It, one city at a time. Their new found lackey, Chicken Fucker, has led them to the docks where they briefly spoke with the first mate and the captain of the Verdant Stallion, which is a ship that they are going to be taking out of Watercrest, hopefully. Before the ship was ready to go, they were encountered by a large demon entity, uh, and right before the ending of that battle with that particular bad nasty, he was able to summon several other demonic bad nasties, which they are currently still fighting. We do apologize. Last week we had a ISP problem. Fiberline got cut and the stream got cut short because my internet went out, which was so much fun. But thank you for coming back. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Uh, Please let us know what we can do to improve or make things better in the chat. Hang out, talk to each other, ask questions. We do have a great moderator tonight, and we hope that you enjoy the show. And sit back, relax, and we're going to get back to combat. We are going to be back at the top of the round with Wargrim going to be going first, our Warforged Artificer. So we have two demonic entities still on the map. We are at the docks in Watercrest. The city is currently on fire and being ravaged by all sorts of shadowy demons and nasty things. There is a floating citadel city that Saint Valoran has risen and is using as his strike force piece as he is moving across all of Orden, trying to take over the world essentially, bringing all religions under one house, under him. Follow him, do everything that he says, and maybe he'll spare your life. So here we are on the docks. We are still in combat. We have, like I said, two bad guys still on the board, and we are back to the top of the round with Wargrim. If you would go ahead and kick it off for us tonight, please.
If I remember correctly, I'm still hasted.
You are still hasted. That is correct.
Fantastic. They.
Who would you like to schmack on the Bing Bong?
I was an 18 and a 23. It's that guy.
18 and a 23. The 18 misses, the 23
Aw.
hits. Very fun.
Takes 14 fire damage.
14 fire damage. Let me get his character sheet pulled up here.
That was a double cast of Firebolt.
Let me break that out so I can pull it over here. Character sheet. Let me check his resistance real quick. Alright, that was a firebolt, you said?
Yes, sir.
And the total damage was 14, was that correct?
Yeah.
Alright, you notice that he doesn't take all that damage that you thought
Yeah, I figured.
he might possibly have taken. So we're gonna go there with that one, and we're gonna go there with that one, and he's gonna take. Okay, very good. Do you have anything else that you'd like to do with that? You took 2 attack actions, is that correct?
That is. You know what? I'll cycle around to this side.
Okay, very good.
That's
Use
it.
your movement and end your turn. Next on the turn order, Thalise, you are up. The demon-hating paladin.
I'm hitting the demon.
Schmacken's a demon. Schmacken's a dinging demon on the bing bong.
Well, that's a 14, so that doesn't hit, but I'm going to take my extra attack.
All right.
And
Would
that's a
you
15. I'm
please?
just not.
It's a what?
14 and then a 15.
A 14 doesn't hit, and a 15 also does not hit.
I took the commander's roll.
The rage built up inside of you as you go to attempt to end this demon's life just gets the best of you, and he's able to take his spear and just kind of and block both of your blasts or blows with your sword.
Have the
Next,
cool go sword attack.
yes, next on the list is the two baddies.
The
The
cool
baddie.
go sword has a 21. Does that hit?
What?
My spiritual weapon.
Oh, spiritual weapon. Yes, 21 does hit. Please
So
roll damage
that's
on your weapon.
whole 8 damage.
All right, 8 damage. Is that radiant or slashing? Do you know? I can't ever remember if spiritual weapon is just magical weapon damage or.
It's, whatever form you choose, which just makes it a great weapon, which is just slashing damage.
All right, perfect. Doesn't take as much damage as you think it would. All right, so as you see the spiritual weapon, in what form does your spiritual weapon take?
So a big old great sword with
All
wings
right,
on the head.
so the winged great sword of death and destruction, light version, of course, swings down and smacks right across the shoulder, leaving a large gash, gaping wound over the top of the clavicle, and you just see this like spurt of blackish purple ichor just kind of out of his shoulder as you smack him. He's looking kind of rough. So it is now the Bad Nasty's turns. He is going to take a swing at you since you just decided to do the thing. Let's see, he gets a +7, so. And that's a natural 20 for a 27. Does that hit?
Oh boy, does it.
Okay. Well, thankfully his spear, two-handed, doesn't do too bad of damage. What did I say it was? A D8. Where's that at? No. I need 8. There it is. Alright, so you take 8, 16. Where'd it go? You take 20 slashing damage, sir. Ma'am.
Dang.
Well, he rolled, he rolled an 8, and he gets
Oh yeah,
+4.
yeah. For a crit, that's not really that bad.
So no, that's not. He only gets 1d8, double-handed. So that is his turn. And then we have the other bad nasty of Zavata, and seeing that the paladin has been doing lots of funsies damage, he's going to cast Fire Ray at you, and that is a ranged weapon attack. So it's gonna be there's my thing. 13 does a 20 hit.
Yep.
All right, and that's going to be fire is 3d6. That is 9 fire damage, sir. And that is the Bad Nasty's turn, except for he is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, like this, and flank.
Hello.
Hello
All right.
there, Litness. How are you this
Hey
evening?
there.
We are live, just so you know. We have just begun combat, and it is Celadel's turn. Celadel, you are out here hanging out on the Verdant Stallion. You are quite the ways from the battle, but you're an elf with a longbow, so, do the thing.
I'm gonna mix it up this turn. I
Please.
don't know if you'll allow this, but I'm gonna
Mix.
shoot a longbow at it.
Okay.
The one that's 18.
18 does not hit, sir. Just barely. These things have a pretty damn good armor class.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna scoot down a little bit
Okay.
and try to hide. Bonus action.
Section hide. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, if you would, please. Just to see how well that you have hid on.
Oh.
You're pretty well hidden.
And that's it.
All right, perfect. Next on the list we have Orcus and Litnus.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
You are still.
Yeah, perfect timing.
We're gonna let the two of you decide which one wants to go first. It's up to you.
Let me attack first. I got this.
You were here first, after all.
Yeah.
4 damage incoming.
I got this. Give it a second. Look,
All
look,
right,
look.
so
Oh, he's gonna crit.
just for the stream's sake, we had a offline conversation regarding his weapon choice, and I have graciously granted him the opportunity to change if he likes. So, and
Okay.
eight does not hit.
Okay. Fuck. All right then. So
You
I'm
were
gonna use.
raged, so would you like to swing again?
Of course, we're gonna swing again at
Please,
this.
please swing again.
Can I use the new weapon, or we're gonna wait until
Yes.
that later?
You can use. Let's stick with this for now.
Okay. So
Stick
we're gonna
with this
swing again.
Yeah, let's stick with this for now because we talked about a thing. So,
All right. So 19.
19 just barely hits.
Okay. So now we add. Click. Come on. There we go.
All right. You scratched
7.
him. You scratched him for a whole 3 damage.
Okay.
All right. Next we have Litness.
2 rage damage.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
don't
plus
you have
2.
rage? Don't you have rage?
Yeah.
damage? Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 2.
Your DM is terrible, so we're gonna add 2 to that and make it. Excuse me. Okay, sir, your turn.
I'm gonna slash at this guy.
Okay, Scythe boy.
26 hit.
A 26 hits. Yes.
All right.
8 slashing. All right.
Which,
What else goes with it?
well, I guess I could
you-
attack again.
I was gonna say,
Sure. Why not?
please slash again.
15 does not.
15 does not hit, sir. Would you like to move or stay put?
I'll stay put.
All right, very good. Last but not least, we have Commander Eska. It is your turn, darling.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? And as you get ready to go, the screams just keep getting louder and louder. The wrecking and damage and fire and inferno gets hotter and brighter and closer.
Oh, true.
Bam.
I run around Wergrim to
Okay.
this demon here. And while I do that, I kind of like just say to no one in particular, I'm like, why would the church send demons? Doesn't really make sense. And then I go to hit this man with rage.
All right, what did you hit him with? I'm so sorry. 21 Ray of Frost. 21 will
Yes.
hit. Let me look over here. All right, does not do as much damage as you had anticipated. But nonetheless, you guys are slowly chipping away. He's starting to look pretty withered. Oh, wait a minute. Did you attack? I'm so sorry. Did you attack this guy or this guy? That one. Okay, so he's still pretty healthy. Let me move this damage over here. All right, perfect. You watch as you flip the Ray of Frost and it comes out of your hand, just this streaking line of cold and shards of ice hits him in the chest and just splinters across, and he just kind of as he looks at you, and his wings just kind of. All right, so that is Eska's turn. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at chat.
Okay, very good. That was a yes. You wanted to do something more?
Yes, I was finished. I'm sorry.
Okay. Very good. Next up, we have Wergrim back to the top of the round.
So I'm going to throw my fists out to either side and cast a firebolt at both of these.
Okay, so one at each.
Yep. And
right.
both
Go ahead and roll.
25 and 26. I think those will.
Yep, that'll hit.
Top one takes 10.
Okay.
Bottom one takes 8. Well, plus minus their resistance, I assume.
Correct. Top one takes 5, bottom one takes 4. All right, so the one on the bottom is starting to look scorched, burned, beaten, slashed. It's really having a rough time keeping itself upright. Um, its breath is extremely labored, and it's just like it's holding its spear with both hands still, but it is having a rough time. The one at top is still looking very healthy and ready to party. Thalise, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hit the sad looking one.
So smack the sad one, please.
25.
25 does hit. Roll damage, please.
11 damage.
All right, 11 damage. How would
Is
you
he
like
still
to do
hanging
it?
in?
How would you like to do
Oh.
this?
I want a clean cut through probably a jugular because I want to rotate around and hit the other one after.
Okay, so you watch as the paladin grabs the sword, turns it, and swings with all of her might, and you just watch the sweat and the ichor that's been smattered across her face just kind of leave her face as she swings the sword around, and it connects right at the base of the neck, and you just hear this sickening, like almost slurping sound as the blade suctions through the neck, and it shink out the other side, spinning around. You bring into your next attack as that foe just falls to the ground. 5 seconds later, gray ash.
Nice.
So you swing around and make your other attack.
20.
20 will hit.
That's 10 damage.
Okay. So that is 5. Okay, very good. As you swing around, you catch him kind of in his side, and the momentum that you used to come through the first one's neck slows your blade down, and it only carves in about an inch or so, or less, in the side of that one. He winces, but it's kind of like a chink in the chain.
All right, I'm going to try and stab him in the kidney with the spiritual weapon.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a natural 20, which, again, just like last week, the spiritual weapon can't. So 25.
Show me the damage.
5 damage.
5 damage on the spiritual weapon. Just 3, so... Alright, very good. Alright, is that everything you'd like to do with your turn?
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. Alright, next up we have the baddie. The baddie is going to return the favor and try to stab you in the face. Two-handed spear attack. That is a shit roll. That's like a 12.
12 total or 12 plus?
No, 12 total. And then he is going to... Wow, that would be 1, 2, 3 attacks of opportunity. Oh, fuck.
Damn, that's crazy.
Alright. He starts muttering something under his breath and ends his turn.
Wait, did he hit me?
He did not
No.
hit you, no. You rolled a 12, unless you're pretty sure your
No,
AC is way better than
18.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
So I spaced out.
That ends the baddie's turn. It is Citadel's turn.
I'm gonna shoot the upper one with my bow. Peek out.
Actually need to take this guy off the map. He's dead. Alright, very good. Show me what you got, Elvin boy.
Oh, I accidentally clicked it twice.
That's okay. 20 to hit.
So top one.
Yeah, 20 hits, and that's 13 damage.
21 total. Sneak attack plus
Yes,
piercing from the regular.
yes. Alright, so let me have 6, 14. Okay. Alright. Okay, very good.
I'm gonna scoot and try to hide again.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth check. As you do that, Orcus, it is your turn.
13.
13. Okay, very good. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Orcus. Did we lose an Orcus?
No, what's up? Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna move upwards right over here to this guy,
Okay.
and we're gonna attack again.
You're gonna swing your thumbtack at him again?
I'm gonna swing this axe at him, and we're gonna find out.
Oh
20.
my god, a 20, please. Hit me,
Look at
baby,
this.
one more time.
7 plus
Alright,
2.
four damage, got it.
Yep. And then we're gonna do it one more time again.
Oh, 7 plus 2, so alright, 5. 16 does not hit. Your first one
Okay.
is you bring your hand axe around, you catch him in the shoulder, you
Mhm.
gash open another wound, and more blood kind of spills out and onto the ground. He's drip, 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 and you bring it back around to try and catch him again, and he takes his spear and he kind of just deflects off the end of your axe, your hand axe. All right, so it is Litnus's turn.
I would like to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level.
All right, by all means, do the thing.
Well, an 18 probably doesn't hit.
It
Or a
does,
13, sorry.
13 does not hit. As you release the energy, it kind of just goes over top his shoulder and passes between the wings of the spiritual weapon and kind of just goes off into the distance behind it. Makes a pretty little flare as it goes by.
Ooh.
But it's pew pew. All right, so that ends Litnus's turn. Commander Eska, you are up next.
Say guiding bolt, I dare
Is it the place with all the goofy shit on the walls?
you.
25 to hit. A guiding bolt hits. We should write this down. Write this down. All right.
I'm gonna
13
frame
radiant damage. All right, well, he takes all of that. Perfect. Homeboy is starting to look rather rough at this point. The radiant energy striking him in the center of the chest, kind of breaking his center breastplate and kind of pushing it inward. You see him, starting to really have a hard time catching his breath and holding himself up. Oh, you know what? They do. They sure do. I didn't catch that this time, but next time I will.
Wait, roll again, just so we can know that a guiding bolt didn't hit. Even if he's gonna let it hit.
It would have missed, but that's okay. That's okay. Well, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. I didn't catch that. I'll give it to you. All right, so you hit. You did your damage. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I think I'll stop pushing my luck.
Hey, Commander! Great job! Back to the top of the round, Worgrim.
This motherfucker's getting 2 lightning launchers to the face because I'm sick of it.
All right. Inform us of what that is.
A 19 and a 22. So my lightning launcher are gem-like nodes that appear on my fists.
Okay.
And got a range of roughly 90 to 300 for long and short range. Deals 1d6 lightning damage, and I can use my... That's not even an action. I can just deal an extra 1d6 lightning damage to that target.
Okay. So roll the damage since how both of them connected. As you watch this crackling, whatever color energy you would like, come off of your gloves and strike him, one in the top of the head and one underneath the chin.
He takes 23 damage. Lightning damage.
Okay. So if you could describe for the stream and everybody else how you would like to do this, because he's a fried dead demon now.
After watching this guy go down, I turn to him, give my full attention. I swing once with my right fist, catch him right in the chest. He kind of crumples forward a little bit, groaning from the pain. And as he's crumpled forward, I'll give him a solid uppercut with my left, launching lightning directly through his face.
Lovely. And as you watch him connect with that left, the lightning transfers in through his chin. Some of it comes out of his mouth as like a little snake tongue, and then goes back up into his nose and explodes out the back of his head, and you just see fucking demon brain matter and lightning just kind of flash. And he crumples to the ground. His spear clatters to the ground. And then about 5 seconds later, he turns into ash and disappears. And that will take us out of combat. You have dispatched
We did it.
currently. You have currently dispatched the dead MFers that are around you. There are countless hundreds of people running at the docks. There are unspeakable amounts of demons soaring through the air over the city.
But I grab a spear and turn to the commander and say, I think it's time for us to depart.
Let's.
Okay. So as you guys make your way to the Verdant Stallion, you are greeted at the gangplank by Pepe, and he congratulates you on your victory over the bullshit that was on the docks. And you make your way onto the ship. The sails are unfurled, the lines are cast away, and the Verdant Stallion begins to drift back away from the docks. Captain Fay Leon gives the command. The sails are turned and set, and now your ship is at full gait, leaving the docks in Watercrest. As you start to depart the harbor, you see the Cull come out behind you. You see the Silkweb Wanderer come out behind you, and all the ships that were docked on other docks behind you start to leave Watercrest. And as you turn and you look back over the city, you see the floating citadel sitting looming in the sky. You see the wisps of black smoke toiling up from the ground where there used to be buildings. Fires rage, screams abound, torturous laughter all around. And you pull ahead, and your ship is going and going and going. And you can almost see the edge of the cliff where you have to make the turn to make it out to sea. And you turn and you look back, and you see this large fireball coming from the citadel, the floating city. And it just looks like it's traveling in slow motion. And it's coming. And it's coming. Slowly. And then all of a sudden, it snaps into speed and crashes into the Silkweb Wanderer, not but 500 meters behind you. And as it strikes the center of the deck, it plunges down through the middle, the wood splintering, crackling, the crew bailing off into the water as the ship snaps in half and starts to sink. And as you continue, one by one, the ships behind you get pummeled by fireballs and sink slowly to the bottom. The last ship behind you, the Cull, the one that was supposedly protected from fire, takes a direct hit. But nothing happens. No fire. No burning. No issues. And as you round the corner to leave the harbor and to wherever Captain Leon is taking you, you see these tentacles come writhing out of the water. And you watch as one slaps over the top of the Cull, and then another one slaps over the other side. And you watch as it twists and snaps the ship in half. And the two pieces break apart, and you watch people falling out of the inside of the ship into the water. And it's just a fury of activity on the top of the water as people scramble for the shore but can't get there. And as you round the corner, the fire subsides from your view. The screams dissipate into the distance, the floating city getting smaller and smaller and smaller as the distance grows. And you are now on the deck of the Verdant Stallion. So let me switch you guys over here.
Whose house is this?
Whose house is this? It's not a house. It's a ship.
No.
It's an extremely
I'm kidding.
it's an extreme fuck you. It's an extremely shitty drawn ship, but it is that nonetheless. All right, so we got you.
Just add to the other list of things you're bad at.
Just keep adding because there's a lot of them.
I mean, to his credit, we could have gotten out of there on some kind of a rocket ship, knowing the way that we play this game. So throwing together a ship is a-okay with me.
You know, it is what it is. Do you guys have control currently of your tokens?
Yes.
All right, cool. You can put yourself wherever you like. I am a bad DM and haven't gotten tokens for the 2 PCs that you know of. So we're gonna say that
Well, one of them's about to be dead. So.
Sep-
Did you put it on the map?
No.
Pepe is standing amongst you here, and the captain is back here with the
Citadel was like, "Let me be behind this kid."
with the navigator. So, okay. So you are on deck, and the game is yours.
I want to find a place to sleep.
Okay.
So are we like safely away from the city at this point?
You are what you would assume to be safely away from the city.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking a rest.
Yeah, I think a rest is necessary all around.
Not
Yeah.
realize I took as
Do-
much damage as I did.
Do we have a sense of how many crew are on the ship right
For lack
We
of
should have.
for lack of
Yeah.
better, how would you say that you would know? Like, what would your plan have been to know that information? Just out of curiosity.
It's just the time we've spent around the ship. Generally, how many people
Okay.
would I have seen?
The beings that you were on the ship, just kind of watching, as you were dealing out your damage from far away and being on the deck, you noticed probably 10 folks on top of the deck, an uncounted number of people below decks doing various things. So, you would assume that there's probably just as many below as there was above. So, they're probably running a crew of around 20.
Okay.
So, that's what you got. Pepe is standing there in his regalia, his flashy silver repeating revolvers at his side, his cap with his lovely rainbow peacock feather hanging out the top, and he's just kind of looking around at all of you. He's like, I didn't know if you were going to get it done or not, but well done. Well done. I have to hand it to you. The Coven of the Oathsworn came through. We are away from that shit hot mess of a city back there. Thank you. Well done. And he kind of tips his hat to everybody standing there.
How about showing your appreciation by getting me a place to sleep?
Well, I think we could accommodate you with that. We've got several fine racks here on the Verdant Stallion.
Your finest rack, sir.
Oh, my lady, we can definitely find you a nice rack. So he kind of whistles, and you see, I don't know, like a 16-year-old boy come running from the back of the ship up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Show this young lass to a nice warm bed, comfortable, finest rack, please. See to it that she's attended to. Yeah. Yes, sir, Pep. Yes, sir, Peppy. Yes, sir.
I'll follow the very scared child.
Okay, so you make your way.
Peppy, nice.
So you come back this way. The doorway is going to be like over here. I'm going to put you right here for just a second. All right, is there anything anybody else wants to do real quick while she's being led to the underground side?
I know we should have 34 other men, our lackey, right? I will ask one of them to see if they can give me a better weapon from our weapon vault that we should have brought on the boat as well.
We can definitely go take a look and see what we have. What do you have in mind, boss?
Can I get a great axe? Cause this little hand axe ain't doing it. It ain't working for me, boys.
Boss, what? Why are you using a hand axe?
It was the one that given to me by my father. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you, boss. Don't worry. I'll be right back.
Copy. Make sure the other guys don't know.
I will do my very best. I promise.
Good, good.
All right, so he takes off and goes basically in the same direction as the lease went to go below decks to kind of ride through your stash of stuff. All right, so Thalise, as you get to the doorway right here, you go to reach forward and pull the door open, and as you pull it open, there's a figure standing in the doorway. Very large figure, very square-shouldered. And you see this big green-gray hand come out and push the door open back away from you. And you see a very large orc step through the doorway and meet you face to face at the door. And immediately you see his colors, you see his chest plate, and you see the tabard that he's wearing. Let me grab my notes here. Hold on just a second.
I'm getting deja vu here. Didn't the same thing happen?
I don't know.
Or we talked about it? Something like this
I don't think so. All right, Draxus,
okay.
I'll get to you in just a minute, okay?
Maybe I'm just having a stroke.
Okay, so standing in front of you is a 7-foot tall, broad-shouldered orc male wearing a plate that has these like little studded spikes all over it. He is gray-green in color. He has a large scar over the left side of his face encompassing his eye in a half-moon shape. He's wearing a tabard with a angel on the front of it. And the angel has kind of like a very forward and open-winged stance. And it's very mechanical looking. Almost automaton-like. And its eyes are dripping blood down the front of its face, with the wings swept back in a boastful manner. And he looks at you, and he says, "You there? Are you the commander of the Coven of the Oathsworn?"
No, ain't me.
"Kindly fetch them for me, please."
They're back there. Figure it out yourself. Nice armor. And I want to poke at the spikes and walk under his arm.
He
I imagine he's got the door pushed open. You know?
he's got the door pushed open, and he rolled a 21 for a strength check to push you backwards.
If you'll excuse me, I've got someplace better than looking at your sweaty ass to.
Pitiful fool, you have no idea who you speak with. I am Vlorg, Orc commander of the 13th Legion of Valoran's armies. You will back onto the ship and bring me the commander now. As you see another figure step up behind him in the scuttle hole behind him from the steps, and he pushes you onto the deck backwards.
I've got like a big pouty face on, and I throw my greatsword over my shoulder and kind of saunter back. Commander, these sweaty guys want to talk to you. I just want to go to bed.
then he moves onto the deck. Let me grab. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? There it is. And then disregard the picture on this one because it's definitely not an orc, but I didn't have a general orc, so. Alright, so as he steps forward, two more orcs step out behind him. They're in like piecemeal armor. It's not really the greatest looking, kind of ratty tatty, but they both have long swords. The orc has a great sword sheathed over his back. Alright, so I'm going to get to these questions real quick. Let me find this real quick. 1 second, guys. Let me go here. We'll talk about that later, Draxus. Alright, so he kind of walks you backwards towards the commander. I asked where your commander is.
I'm calling for her. If she's not coming, that's her problem, not mine.
He stops and he pulls his axe out and kind of flips it around and then just embeds it into the wood and stands there.
That's your cue, Commander.
Who commands the Coven of the Oathsworn? Are you going to cast command?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
What is the save? Wisdom? Alright. What's the DC?
One sec. Wisdom 14.
14. Alright. Is a. Where did I put your sheet, girl? I didn't bring it out.
And it's halt, by the way.
Halt.
So what did I
Okay.
choose?
Okay. Thank you.
He's standing there already. Make him come to you.
Where is his wisdom? Yeah. He stops in his tracks. And his two lackeys look at him like, what are you doing? This is strange. Succeed. Some typical So it only follows one command, is that correct?
Yeah.
The target doesn't move and take action. Okay. Alright. What would you like to do?
I'm not necessarily trying to initiate combat. I just wanted to do it for the
Effect.
the effect. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just say I'd rather you not antagonize.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. I'd rather you not antagonize my people. What's going on?
I am Vlorg, commander of the 13th Legion of Valoran's armies. I have come to speak with the commander of the Coven of the Oathsworn.
Well, here I am. Get speaking.
He scoffs in your face. A woman! Far less than I had expected of you.
Hilarious.
Nevertheless,
Roll my eyes exaggeratedly.
I have been sent here as a last piecemeal offering to the lot of you and your men. You see, we would love for you to join our ranks. We would love to have strong, smart, cunning people such as yourself helping us in our crusade. Can you not imagine the riches that you will be paid? The homes that you will be given, the property, the rule, the power. What more could you want?
I kind of look over his shoulder quickly and just back at him and kind of raise an eye.
Another one pops up out of the doorway.
Wait, what are those other things? Those
They're
fart
they're
guys?
they're orc lackeys. I just didn't have
Oh,
quick
okay.
enough time to put another one on there, so I just used a different avatar that I had.
Peons is the proper nomenclature.
Peon, yes.
Work.
Sword carrying peons.
What's the CN up there by the wheel?
Captain and navigator.
Gotcha.
It's the ship's alignment.
Right? Pepe has now joined the
Pee pee poo poo man.
PP has joined the conversation at a distance. You there? Just how in the hell did you get on my ship?
Good question.
You were not part of our crew. You are trespassers. Saint Valoran has no welcome here. Kindly take your things and get the fuck off my ship before we remove you from it. The orc just kind of looks past the commander. It scoffs, and he kind of turns the handle on his great axe, and it kind of splinters the wood a little bit. And you see these like small green shards of wood just kind of chip upwards as it grinds. And he grits his teeth a little bit. You will do well enough to hush your tone at me, boy.
Can I shoot him?
You can absolutely shoot him.
Like, can I just take a pot shot, like past two of my team members?
Go ahead and roll. I'll allow
Oh
it.
boy.
Wait a minute.
After this will be initiative.
Am I hidden from him, or will
Where-
he see me shoot at his face?
I'll tell you
Oh
what.
boy.
Try to be sneaky.
I'll tell you what. I'll allow you to roll a stealth check, and based on what I roll for his perception, will be whether you get sneak attack or not. All right. Let me see what his. Where is this at? Okay. All right. I will allow the sneak attack.
Okay, give me 1 second to remember how to make this a crit for assassinate. Okay. I'll of an accuracy reroll one of those 14s.
Okay.
Alright. 14.
All right. Let me look at his AC here. 14 does not hit, sir.
Boo.
As you poke out from behind the. So the thing that you're standing in front of is like a big door that gets collapsed down onto the deck of the ship whenever they're loading or whenever they are not loading like cargo and stuff, and it's currently propped open, and you kind of hid yourself behind it, and you stepped out from behind it and let them go. Boing! And they go over his shoulder and slam into the wood just below Wergrim's feet. And it is initiative. Could you please roll for me, folks, as we get into some more spicy combat?
Boy, I'm
So
over
just-
2 for assassination.
That is really bad.
Did we ever get the chance to rest?
You did not get a chance to rest.
Fantastic.
That's all I wanted to do.
Why do we have to
Antagonize the dead.
why do we have to fight?
I mean, I sensed a mutiny coming on.
I mean, this was obviously going to happen. Like, I understand.
Peppy, call your men.
Does my initiative roll say 7.2?
You probably have
does.
the tiebreaker switched on.
Uh,
All right, 25 to 20
Nat 20.
for a total of what?
24.
Okay, so
Yep, plus your initiative.
If you have dexterity, yeah.
okay. 15 to 20.
Thalise is 18.
Okay. All right. 10 to 15. Wow.
Eska's
Oh,
15.
that's me at 15. Sorry.
15. 5 to 10.
I'm 6.
I'm 8.
7.2.
Litness is an 8. We've got Citadel at 7 and Orcas at a 6. Anybody below that? No. All right. Very good. Top of the round, Wargrim. What would you like to do? You currently
I'm
see
casting.
four. Four bad guys.
That's great. I am pointing my hand over the ledge and casting Shatter right there.
Okay.
And it'll catch everyone, all the enemies right there, and if there's anyone in here, or under me, it'll hit them as
Okay. Duly noted.
the DC saving throw, the Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
Con 16. Okay. That's a fail. That's a fail. Fucking A, that's a fail. And that's a pass. So, what's the damage on that?
15 if they failed.
15 if they failed.
7 if they succeed.
Okay, so this peon gets crushed. This peon gets crushed. This peon gets crushed. And this guy makes a save. So half. Half damage on a success.
Yeah, half damage, so that'd be 7.
Okay. So okay, very good. Next up, it is unless there's
smile.
something else you need.
The only other thing I'll do is, assuming he turns around to see where the source of this damage came from, and looks up and sees me, I say, "Are you really sure you want to do this right?"
He grins and picks up his great axe out of the wood below him.
Excellent.
Thalise, it's your turn.
Where'd the lackeys go? Did I miss that? I'm sorry.
They were basically just soldier peons.
One shot.
And got
Oh, they got obliterated.
they got smoked. They got smoked.
All right, I'm gonna pull the old greatsword out and slam it into the deck of the ship in a fancy way to cast Conquering Presence and make this guy afraid, or try to.
Okay. And
It's a
what is the DC?
Wisdom 13.
Wisdom 13. Well, this guy's not very smart, so that is a fucking 7.
All right, he's afeared,
Okay.
and I think that's pretty much all I got right now.
Okay. Is he frightened or feared?
Frightened. Yeah, he
Okay.
can't move towards me, and then he has disadvantage.
Disadvantage on attacks. Okay. So it is his turn, and he is going to smile at Wargrim. And he is going to leap from where he is and land right here. And he is going to take 2 swings with his great axe.
Come at me, brother.
Cometh at me.
Alright, so we got first one is a miss. That's a fucking like 11.
With
Second one is a fucking natural 1. So he
Well, these dice are
whiffs. He whiffs on both of his attacks as he lands, and basically you just hear the rush of air go past your face.
I grin wickedly and wink at him.
You can see his tusky mouth just kind of grin as he resets himself and gets ready for his next turn. Eska, it's your turn.
Sorry, just reading up on the fear thing. Okay, I don't know if this would give me. Actually, it would. So I look at him already feared, as Felice would say,
Right.
and command him to flee.
Wisdom 14.
Yep.
That is a 17.
Well,
At least you tried.
He's still grinning at Bergram.
even with disadvantage.
Oh, hey. Oh, checks he has disadvantage too? Okay.
Ability checks, not saves.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Don't deny me this fight.
This man wants to fight.
Actually, I forgot to do something. Hold on. Okay, cool. That's where that's gonna go.
Just kind of whisper "fuck," and that's my turn.
That's your command.
Fuck.
All right. Eska, is that your turn? You're good. All right.
Yeah.
As you complete your turn, you watch as Pepe reaches down with crossed arms, draws out his two pistoliers, and as he draws them out, lets go a shot of each. As you see the smoke fly from the barrels, the flash of gunpowder out the end. So the first one is going to hit, and the second one is going to hit. And that is going to be... Oh, daddy. All right. That's 12 damage. And that is 7 damage for a total of 19. As you watch as 2 rounds connect with the top left plate of the orc's armor and just kind of spray off the side, but they crack it, and you see a little bit of blood kind of trickle out the front of it. As you watch Pepe, he just, like I said, he just kind of draws the weapons and goes, splat, splat. And you see him grin, and he looks over at Litness, and he's like, "Hey, I can fight too, didn't you know?" And he
Is that a challenge?
keeps his weapons drawn, and he winks at you slyly. And that ends Pepe's turn. He's going to stay where he's at. That brings us to Litness. It is your turn.
Okay. I will guiding bolt the big orc.
Okay, go ahead.
It's gonna happen eventually.
13 does not hit.
It's cursed.
I am very sorry. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Well, is this like super elevated?
It's probably 5 to 6 feet up.
I hope
Vertically.
taller, seeing as there's room underneath.
Vertically.
So if I were to charge him using my charge ability, I could kick him with my hooves.
Roll me a acrobatics check to see if you can make the leap. And
Over the command.
over the
and
over the
onto
command and up over the railing and connect with your hooves. Your
It's fucking-
hooves.
It's Airbud, but a centaur.
That's
I'm not very acrobatic, so we'll see.
Fuck.
air litness. Here we go.
Here we go.
Roll it, baby.
There you go, 19.
I don't even have a block for hooves. I never thought I'd actually do this.
So roll a d20
Hold
and
on.
add your fucking dex modifier. I don't care.
It's would be +5, so
So
15.
15. I don't think that hits. Let me look. Nope, does not. That does not hit. You basically charge, jump, and land right next to him, and your hooves kind of like scratch down the front of his armor, and you like slam him into the ground right between his feet, and the wood kind of goes. And now you're
Clip clop.
standing. Now you're standing next to him as well.
Nailed it.
That's all right. All right, so that is Litness's turn. Citadel is your turn now.
I will shoot him.
Please, by all means.
Can I climb up in one movement on that box that's in front of me?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
I would say a 26 definitely hits if that was a natural 20.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's. I must still have the crit thing on.
Okay.
I guess that would be 12 total damage.
12 total. Okay. Let me write that down. Minus 12. All right, he's starting to take some damage, but still looking fairly decent. As your arrow embeds into that same hole that Pepe had left, your arrowhead finds its way in that crack, and there's now an arrow sticking out of his chest, and there's a little more blood starting to come out that hole and drip down the front of his breastplate. He's still looking at Wargrim, just staring him down.
That's my turn.
Okay. Last up on the order is Orcus.
I really can't.
As you begin your turn, your lackey steps out of the doorway and chucks you a great axe.
That's great, but I'm still at a far distance. But
Here you go, boss. Go get him.
thanks, little.
Go get him.
Okay, so since I can only, well, I'll rage, even though I still can't reach, but I'll still just start my rage now, and then I'll move 40 steps forward, 40 feet forward.
All right. How would you like to get there?
By running towards right behind my captain.
All right, go right ahead.
There we go, and that's all I could do right now.
All right, very good. Back to the top of the round, Wargrim, it is your turn.
What's his chest plate made out of?
Oh boy.
Like standard metallurgical things for the time.
Fantastic.
Steel.
I'm
iron.
gonna burn my last spell slot to cast level 2 heat metal on him. On his chest plate. He needs a constitution saving throw, but he's taking the damage.
All right, constitution saving throw. Yeah, that's a 8.
Cool. He didn't drop the item, so he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next.
Okay, and does he take 11 damage?
He takes 11 damage as well.
All right. 11 damage. Very good.
And that's that.
Okay, Thalise, it is your turn. The rather heated, steaming orc is in front of you. He's starting to look kind of rough.
Steamed orc giblets.
Send him back to his maker.
Yeah, can I don't really have the movement. Can I feasibly leap up this door and stab? Try to.
You can definitely roll yourself a check.
It's a weird one. I know.
Acrobatics or athletics, I will let you use whichever one you'd like to attempt
Yeah.
to scale the door in your movement to get to him for an attack.
And there's also stairs right there.
Yeah, but I'm not. I only have 30 feet. With athletics, it would be 18.
18? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So can I roll to attack?
Yep.
Wow, a 1, so 7 or 8.
That's definitely gonna miss, and you almost go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check. Now, yep, Dex. Roll Dex for me real quick.
Well, that's plus 2, 13.
13. Okay. You just manage to put your
Wait, is
hand
it a
down.
save? Because it's 14.
You just manage to reach your hand down as you swing awkwardly and catch the top of the door frame and prevent yourself from falling flat on your ass.
Sick.
Next up on the list, we have Big Bad Nasty. Or actually, no, we don't. Yeah, we do. Sorry, my bad. And he is full on intent in probably dying, but he's gonna attempt to take Wargrim with him. So he is going to multi-tack again.
He can try.
He is
Is he at
disadvantaged.
disadvantage?
He's at disadvantage.
All right,
Aw.
so
Unless I fell enough that he can't see me.
all right, so the first one was a 7, and the second one, it doesn't matter. It's a natural 1.
Ooh, whiff and a whiff. Looking real bad there, Mr. Orc.
He's visibly extremely pissed.
Good.
You just hear like this muttering orcish coming out of his mouth.
Wargrim is literally laughing at this point after having 4 attacks miss him at point blank.
Eska, it is your turn.
Bring it home with the guiding bolt, buddy.
Can't do that anymore.
Come on, Cap.
Ray of Frost.
Come on, Captain.
All right, so you release your ray of frost. It comes out and it goes over his head and into the water.
The boat hits the iceberg. We all die.
Luckily, it's off the back of the ship and you're going that way. There will be no ice damage to the hull. Fortunately for you.
Titanic.
Fuck.
All right, would you like to move anywhere?
Nah.
Off the ship if you're ready.
All right. You watch as. Hang on, let me get out of. Where is the ruler? Yeah. All right. So you watch as Pepe runs to here and is going to do an athletics check to scale this and use it to springboard with his weapons drawn and land right here in front of the orc on this railing.
This little shit gonna show me up, isn't he?
This is a spider monkey.
All right,
Acrobatic
come
ass
on,
boy.
girl. You know what? No, we're gonna use this one. Come on, girl. Do the thing. Fuck yes. 19. All right, so you watch as Pepe with his guns drawn leaps, hits the side of the mast, kicks off, and as he's coming down to land, he lands on the ledge, shoving his guns forward, and he pulls the triggers in the guy's chest right as he lands. So let's see if he hits or if he fucks this up. That's going to be a 19 to hit. That's great. That hits. Ooh, and that one's going to be a 12. That's not going to hit. So as he lands, you watch as one gun hits the chest and the other gun kind of is coming down and it goes off a little prematurely and shoots over his shoulder. So that was... Oh, shit balls. Look at all that damage. 16, 24, 28. And it doesn't matter because as he lands, the one gun lands right in the center of his chest, and as he pulls the trigger, you watch as the shockwave comes out the end of the gun, and you just watch the center breastplate of this orc just immediately cave in, and you just watch his eyes go wide with fear, and he just gets shoved backwards 5 feet and gets pushed to right here. And you watch as he just kind of takes his great axe and from a like a stance of attack and shoves it down onto the ground and kind of slumps forward onto it and then just slowly crumples to the ground next to it. Pepe's standing there breathing heavy. What? That was awesome. I've never done anything like that before. Wow. Wow. That was exciting. Wow. Woo! Oh my god. He looks up and sees Wargrim standing there and he looks over his shoulder. Litness, you're standing right behind him, and he just kind of twirls around and kind of brandishes his pistols and puts them back into his holsters. Who wants a drink? And you see him kind of push past Litness and walk down the steps, and you see him disappear below the deck.
Excuse me. Push past Litness.
Yes. Well, kind of
Walks
like
between your legs.
more like dips around you rather than pushing
Yeah,
past
he
you.
better dip around.
Definite strength check right there.
I will make him drink seawater.
Fair enough.
It's not so bad.
He mutters out, he mutters, "I'll be right back," as he disappears below the deck.
Well, I could use a drink.
The captain is just standing there with her arms crossed, kind of like this, shaking her head. I knew this was going to be just a royal shit show. I sure hope you have the money you say you have for the end of this journey. And I hope you're ready for that favor that I will call upon someday.
No shit show here. Just push the giant orc body off.
Dump it into the ocean. Just dump
What are we
it.
talking
He's
about?
fucking.
Off it goes.
I hope we didn't have anything cool on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was half
It's-
joking because I'm
it's-
down here. So
So, just in case I missed it happening, did anyone kill the other peon that was underneath me?
There was only 3 peons. There was 3 at the
Oh, okay.
door. 3
I
at
thought
the
that was
door.
inside as well.
3 at the door with him. Excuse me. So.
Given the state of most of the other ships, I'd say that we did the ship a favor.
The captain looks down at you and is like, well, let's just hope we don't have any more of those problems on our way to where we're going. You know, a nice happy journey would be fantastic. I mean, and she turns around and she looks back in the direction of Watercrest and she's like,
I want to yell out, that's not our fault.
it's not?
Nope.
The last I checked, the big bad nasty didn't like you very much.
Yeah, but he didn't have to do what he did.
Yeah, lots of people don't like us, but you know, it's what comes with being a pimp.
She cocks her head and looks at you. She's like, pimp, huh? All right. She winks.
Yo, she...
is that whole area around the door just disintegrated wood chips now from the shatter spell?
Yeah. It's there's like verdant green like splinters just kind of jagged all around. There's going to be some cleanup and some light carpentry work to repair some things around the top of the deck, but it shouldn't take more than a day's work. So, and the captain's just still standing there, just kind of looking at all of you like, well, I would highly suggest that you get yourself some food, get yourself some rest, and in about a week, we should be there.
I'm going to spend roughly 30 minutes just continually casting mend on the various areas that got damaged during the fight.
Okay.
So cantrips just takes a minute to cast.
Okay, fair enough.
After about 30 minutes of that, it should repair all the damage.
You get most of it back in place. Most of it seems to be in order. There's a few chips here and there, but for the most part, it's functionally back together and mostly looks.
I'll get the
good.
rest in the morning.
Mostly looks good.
Can I ask where we're going?
The captain looks at you and she smiles with this big grin on her face, and she says, "Where are we going?"
Yeah, where we're going.
In a time like this, where else would we go?
I don't know.
We're setting sail across the ocean. and we are embarking on a journey to none other than the city of Capital, of course. The greatest city that ever is, and the greatest city that ever will be. That is where we're going.
Okay. Sure.
All right, I'm on board.
Okay. Make sure that there's a gay bear tavern out there too.
She
It's a
kinda-
franchise.
It's a chain of gay
She
bears.
looks at you with this like puzzled look on her face, and she kind of crosses her arms a little bit more fully, and she's like, "If you can't find it in Capital, you probably can't find it anywhere on this planet."
Okay, we're good.
And she just kind of nods. See to it that the ship is protected. Let me
Okay.
and my men do my job, and we should be in Capital within the week.
Sounds like a plan.
And as you guys depart the deck to the various resting quarters that they have prepared for you, you have a hearty meal of meats and cheese and vegetables and things because they've got a very fresh procurement of supplies on board. Um, you know, everything is pretty top notch. They pilfered the best of the best from the docks that was there and feed you very well for the first night. Where is Chicken Fucker? Roll a perception check.
Sure. Let's see.
Ah, you don't have to do
I'm
that.
like, someone.
Chicken Fucker during all of this was huddled with the other lackey type folks of the order.
Okay,
They
good.
were below decks, just kind of laying low.
Good.
I don't remember you calling for him, so
He wasn't called for.
No.
very good.
I was just
Yes,
saying
we
if we
put
were
the fucking
curious.
treasury chest.
Put him. Yes, lock him in the treasury chest and see what happens. Please, God, please.
We gotta haste the kid. He joined our group. What do you expect?
I mean, suffocation, no breathing, don't give a fuck. There's a song like that somewhere. Encase him in bronze. Well, that could be a thing, I guess, right? Put him to sleep. Nothing is fine. Precisely. All right, guys. So as your ship embarks on its way to Capital, you will have a week's time to have some downtime. If there's anything that you want to work on during that time, go ahead and get with me, and let's figure out what it is that you want to be working on. And then at the end of the week, you will arrive in the city of Capital.
I'll get with you, all right. You saw my seduce the GM role.
Bish. All right, you will arrive there in about a week's time. So we are actually going to go ahead and end it there for tonight. We've had quite a long week here at the Dragon's household, so that is a great place for us to go ahead and hang our hats. We will come back next week with the cast and crew arriving to the kingdom of Rioja and the city of Capital, the greatest city that ever was, ever is, and ever will be. And we will see what kind of crazy adventure that these folks will encompass from there.
Did somebody say shenanigans?
There are a lot of there are a lot of shenanigans to be had now that we are headed to Capital. So the game will become far less railroady, and it will be based upon what it is that you guys choose to do. So just keep in mind that you are the Coven of the Oathsworn. You are a very well-known mercenary guild, and yeah, you got 34 lackeys, and you'll be showing up to Capital next week. So.
And one chicken fucker.
And one chicken fucker. That is correct. So 30, 35, I guess. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week on Covenant of the Oath Sworn for session number 3. It's going to be a short one tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us. We hope you'll catch us next week. I'm not sure Thursday or Friday yet. We will let you guys know one way or another what we're going to be doing. But be watching out for us, and we will see you next time. Have a great evening. See ya.